What's up guys, welcome back to GR Motors, and I apologize if you're subscribed and seen all the teasers for this video. It's taken me a while to get it out, but here we are. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe up here. I'll put a link in this video, one of these top corners. But this video, I'm going to do it a little different from what I had originally planned. There's a lot of unboxing videos on these and going over what comes in the packaging. I will go over what comes in the packaging, but I kind of want to focus on the build specs of this bike. There's not a whole lot of videos on the build specs, and they change yearly, so every new model that comes out have a different build and have a lot of different parts on it, and that's more of what I was interested in when I was trying to do research on it. Wasn't a whole lot of people talking about that, so I want to get into that. They just kind of did an unbox and showed it, but didn't touch on everything. So I want to go through that and show y'all exactly what this bike came with. So first off, this is the 2025 YT Industries Capra MX. It's the Core 2 model. It's also the aluminum model. So they have a carbon fiber and an aluminum model, and this is the aluminum Core 2. So this is a step up from the base model. A little bit nicer components, and to me, I felt like the value you get with this is a lot more than the base model, just because of some of the components you get. Obviously the frame's the same, but I think money wise you do better with this bike. And so to touch on price before we get started on the specs of this, so they change prices all the time. You're gonna be around $2,000, but I bought my bike and then the next day the price changed, it went up, and now the price is actually down. So it's really gonna depend on when you're looking to get it. They run a lot of sales, discount codes, stuff like that, so just watch out for that. But yeah, you're gonna be around the $2,000 mark with this bike, which I feel like is an awesome deal for what you get. And the quality of it, I mean, obviously you're buying a high-end bike, but just for the price compared to some of the other bikes out there that are equipped with the same components, and it kind of blew my mind when I got this out of the box how nice it is. So we're going to get into these specs right now. All right, so getting into the specs with this Core 2. So we're going to start up top and then we're going to work our way down. So ODI lock on grips, YT's own handlebars. You're getting the TRP DHR Evo brake system. That's front and rear. With the brakes, you have a 200 millimeter rotor on the front and a 180 on the back. And then, so going from there, on the Core 2, you get a race face effect R stem. See that there? Pretty nice. You also get a Cane Creek headset. So let's go over to this. Cane Creek. And it is a Series 10 headset, but it's also a YT headset. It looks like they worked with Cane Creek. So the Series 10 comes with a plastic top cap, and this one actually has a metal. So I think they went through and upgraded it. The 10 is also discontinued just because of the issues they had with it. But I think with the metal top cap, and hopefully they did a metal race at the bottom. That was the issues with the 10. It had plastic up here and plastic down here. So they upgraded that. Moving on down the bike, we're going to get into the dropper post. So this has the YT Postman 2 dropper post, and from what I heard, real good dropper post. I think all their bikes come with it. I don't even think their top ends come with anything other than that one. So then you have the SDG Bel Air, I think it's a 3.0 seat. This is also YT worked with them, obviously, as you can see there. So pretty nice seat. And then we're going to go back to the front of the bike where it's going to get real interesting, what most people care about, and get into the fork. So this came with the RockShox Zeb Select front fork. So this fork, you're gonna get low speed compression. So you see your clicker there. Obviously, air pressure there. The Debon Air spring. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but as you can see there. This has the Charger RC damper in it. And then you also have rebound adjustment down here at the bottom. And you have the gray decals. So, cool fork. Really beefy fork. Really heavy duty. So I was impressed by that. Then go back to the other shock. So you're gonna get the RockShox Vivid Select shock. Rebound, air pressure. You have your compression, you have firm or open, and that's basically a lock switch for your climb. And then you also have the hydraulic bottom out control, and I think you get 4 clicks of adjustability with that. So really nice shock. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't rode this bike, so that's what I'm saying. I've heard good things. This bike hadn't even seen the trails yet, so we're gonna put it to the test soon. I just wanted to make this video before I got some wear and tear on it so y'all could see it brand new. I did want to step back to the fork here. This fender did not come with the bike. That's aftermarket. I bought that. And then this spare tire holder, that's also aftermarket, doesn't come with the bike. Everything else came with the bike, other than the pedals, obviously. All right, so stepping back to the front tire. So these bikes are now coming with the Continental Kryptonal, I believe that's how you say it, tire. So really grippy, soft rubber tire. Also have heard some good things about it. So that's gonna be cool. They do come tubed. So if you want to convert to tubeless, you gotta do that yourself. And then you're gonna get the DT Swiss E1900 wheel set with the DT Swiss 370 hubs. So that's pretty nice wheel. It's aluminum wheel, but for me, it's high end. All right, so we touched on the wheels and the tires, and obviously the back's the same. You get the rear. Same tire, it's just the rear version of it, and then same wheel, obviously. And it's the 27.5, as this is the MX, I believe it said that earlier. But now we're gonna get down to the drivetrain. So this has the full SLX drivetrain, with exception of one thing, which I think is pretty cool. So SLX derailleur, cassette, Shimano chain, SLX cranks, as you can see there. And then you have the E13 chain guide up there. And then, like I said, these are pedals I bought. These didn't come with it, but these are the HT, can't remember the model, but they're HT brand pedals. Like I said, I haven't rode on them. This will be the first time, but just by the looks, they look pretty cool. I believe it has a Shimano type bottom bracket. I'm not sure of the model, but if you guys know, y'all can touch on that. Something else while we're down here to touch on, you got this nice molded chainstay protector. So you got it here up top, and it comes with that, and it's kind of made onto it. I've heard issues of this peeling away, so we'll see how long it lasts. And then we'll live uncaged right here. And while I'm talking about this and while we're down here, something that I think is cool and helpful when you're doing some mechanicing. So all the bolts have your torque specs written on them. As you can see, 12 Newton meters. We'll flip to the back, see some more. 25 Newton meters. Then it even says universal derailleur hanger, which is pretty cool. 12 Newton meters. And then you even have your 27.5 inch wheel. In the front's the same way. It's gonna say 29. Where does it say? Maybe it doesn't say 29. Thought it did. But anyway, so full XLX SLX drivetrain, as we mentioned, cranks and everything except for one thing. So we come up here up top and you get the XT shifter, which if y'all didn't know, it's a lot nicer. You get a metal shifter here, then you get this shifter back here that goes both ways. So obviously downshift, upshift. But what's cool about the XT that the SLX one doesn't do is you can do double shifts up and down. So both of these have a click, or you can go click, click. Same way with this one. And you can do double shifts both ways. So that's a pretty cool thing for them to throw in there. The dropper level is Shimano. That ties to the Postman actual dropper post. That's pretty nice. And then something that does come with the bikes is the bottle cage. It's kind of a tight fit in here. So it comes with the bottle cage and the bottle. I don't have the bottle out here right now, but it does come with that. And you also get, for the axles, you get this little removable, let me pull this out, little removable Allen wrench. So see if we can get in focus. Removable Allen wrench, so that's pretty cool. It's just held in by an O-ring. I don't know if I'm gonna actually ride with it in there, but it's cool to have, and it just kind of pops in there, pops out, and it actually fits front and rear. Fits the rear better, but that's pretty cool. And yeah, I think that's really it. So far it seems like it's a well put together bike. Obviously the build specs are really nice. I'm excited to ride it. I'll eventually go tubeless setup on it, but right now I just want to ride it, so we're probably going to stay tubed. It does come with a small flip chip here, so you can flip that high and low. I'll probably always leave it in high because it's, to me, it's slack enough as it is, especially with the small rear wheel on it. But yeah guys, so that is the build on this bike. Before we end this video, I want to touch on what I talked about, what this bike comes with in the box. So you get the bottle cage and the bottle. Thirstmaster 6000, I think they call it. It might be 3000, but the cool part to me is it comes with a full toolkit. So you get a fork compression pump, you get a tire pump, you get a torque wrench, you get a pedal Allen key, and you get the tokens for your forks. So RockShox tokens, I'm assuming obviously if you get a Fox build, it's gonna be like that too. You're gonna get tokens for that. But yeah, the toolkit's super nice. I think it's all spec from different suppliers, but it's labeled YT. So that's pretty cool, and you'll need that when you unbox this to put everything together. I like that. They throw in a little keychain with it. Real nice, solid metal. Instruction manual, obviously. You get any kind of, like, if you want to put reflectors on your bike, it comes with a lot of little cheap reflectors, but most people buying a bike like this, you don't need reflectors. You're going to be out in the woods. So, but it does come with that if you're interested in that. But yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, this is the 2025 YT Capra Core 2 MX. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe. GR.motors right here. Thank you guys for watching.